Okay, TGI Friday. First, moment of remembrance for our two brothers from the fire department who were laid to rest yesterday and this morning. True heroes. The other major story this week was clearly the police board case of Eric Stillman for the Adam Toledo shooting. There was a lot of blame heaped upon the interim superintendent, Eric Carter, and clearly this lodge is no fan. But this was not on Eric Carter this time. The policy and procedures are very clear. COPA made a recommendation. The superintendent did not concur. It goes to the police board where they randomly assign somebody to determine if the superintendent met his burden of proof. And that was randomly assigned, surprise, to President Guion Foreman, the leader of that sideshow they call the police board. And it literally is a kangaroo court at this point. That being said, he obviously did not concur with the superintendent and therefore forced a full termination hearing. He has to recuse himself from that vote when it is done. But the reality is that paperwork should have been signed off by David Brown before he snuck off in the middle of the night, the ghost payroller that he was. But he left that task to Eric Carter, who had no choice. He has to sign the paperwork once it's determined that there is no concurrence. So onward we go. This membership needs to stand by Eric Stillman in every step of the process going forward. He needs our support. The goal is to show up en masse at every single hearing that Eric has and let him know he is not walking this journey alone, no matter what. And send a message to the police board, to that joke of an agency called COPA, and Administrator Andrea Kirsten, who has taken that place to new lows more than ever before. This cannot be the path forward. They want to see an exodus. Go ahead and leave Eric hang out to dry, because nobody's going to want to do this job. If what he did that night was not legit by the book, then nothing we do is legit and by the book. I get the frustration and emotional drain that Adam Toledo's mother's experiencing and the misplaced anger. But the reality is the police department and Eric Stillman didn't get a hold of her son. The streets did. The fact that he was with a 22-year-old out shooting a gun, committing an attempted murder, shooting at a passing vehicle. It wasn't just randomly gunfire in the air. They were shooting at an occupied vehicle. That is an attempted murder. That's what he was doing the night he was shot, because he did not want to comply with multiple directions and opportunities to surrender until he left Eric Stillman with no chance or no choice. So onward we go with that. The health screening started this week. There are still slots available for April and May dates. Originally, this was touted to be just a Tier 1 endeavor. That means anybody hired before 2012. So we're going to open it up a little more. There's still availability, so the link is on the FOP website. If you are 40 years or older, regardless of whatever tier you are in and active duty, please sign up for this screening. It has already caught a couple major issues with some of our members. You could be the next one that it can alert you to some issues that need to be addressed and save yourself some headaches and possibly worse health concerns down the road. So again, please take the time, sign up. If we still have slots available, we will open it up to the rest of Tier 2 officers of any age come May. But right now, we have a pretty decent turnout in the voucher system that was done in March and the first week so far. But stay tuned for an update going forward on that. Lastly, our CPD Finest baseball team will be playing NYPD tomorrow at Wrigley Field at noon. It is a charity game to raise money for the Police Memorial Foundation. The Vasquez Lasso family will be there in attendance, so please come out. The weather's going to be phenomenal for a change. Summer seems to be finally here for a little bit, and we're expecting a great turnout and raise some good money for the Police Memorial Foundation. That being said, have a good night, everybody. Have a safe weekend.